Hello, welcome to Secret Zone. Subscribe and turn on notifications for stories you won't forget. Alex hadn't touched Isabella in days. Not a hug, not a kiss, not even a glance. The luxury suite in Santorini, which he had hoped would reignite the spark in their marriage, now felt cold and empty. The soft ocean breeze outside only emphasizing the distance between them. Isabella sat motionless on the velvet armchair, her legs crossed, her phone glowing in her hand, eyes fixed somewhere beyond the room as if Alex weren't even there. Every time he tried to speak, the words caught in his throat, drowned by the silence that had grown between them over the years. "I planned this trip for us," he finally whispered, voice trembling slightly. "Private suite, ocean view, everything we ever wanted for our anniversary. Why are you so distant?" Isabella sighed, not even looking up, and said simply, "I needed space." Alex, the words hit him like a cold wave, crashing against the shore. Space. After all the planning, the flights, the dreams of rekindling their love. Was this what he got in return? And yet, beneath his hurt, a small, nagging suspicion had begun to creep in. A whisper he had tried to ignore. Was this truly about needing space? Or was there someone else? Some other presence slowly pulling her away from him? He looked at her, really looked, and for the first time in a long time, he realized how much he didn't know about the woman he had loved, the wife he thought he understood. The room felt smaller, the ocean outside, darker, and the tension between them thick enough to cut. Alex's heart raced, a mix of fear, anger, and desperate hope swirling together, as he silently asked himself how a trip meant to celebrate their love could so quickly become a mirror reflecting all the cracks in their marriage. Every glance at Isabella, every unspoken word, seemed to scream that something was wrong, something hidden. And as he watched her scrolling through her phone, so absorbed in a world he wasn't part of, Alex realized that this anniversary trip was about to uncover a truth he wasn't sure he was ready to face. Alex stepped into the suite, the soft hum of the air conditioning barely masking the tension between him and Isabella. 5 days had passed since their arrival, and not once had she touched him. Not once had their eyes met in any meaningful way. The velvet armchair she sat on seemed like a throne of distance, her legs crossed, phone glowing in her hand. "I thought this trip was supposed to be special," Alex said softly, trying not to sound desperate. Isabella didn't look up. "I need space, Alex," she replied, almost coldly, eyes glued to the screen. The word stung more than he expected. Space. They had spent thousands planning this flights, luxury suites, ocean views, all for her, for them, to celebrate the life they had built together. But she seemed miles away, even in the same room. He walked closer, heart hammering, trying to catch her gaze. "Isabella, we promised each other we'd celebrate today, reconnect. What happened to us?" She finally looked up, her eyes sharp but distant. "You think love is a vacation, Alex? That buying luxury can make problems disappear?" Her words cut deep, and for the first time, Alex realized the distance wasn't just physical. It was something deeper, something he hadn't noticed until now. He had tried to fix everything, but had she already checked out emotionally? Alex spent the evening walking along the quiet beach, watching the waves crash against the shore, his mind replaying every word, every sigh. The sunset, which once would have seemed romantic, now felt like a reminder of what they had lost. The thought that Isabella might not be fully present, that perhaps her heart belonged somewhere or someone else, crept into his mind, unwelcome but persistent. He kept telling himself he was imagining it, that love could survive this cold silence, but the nagging doubt would not leave him alone. The waves whispered possibilities he wasn't ready to hear. And yet, in the solitude of the ocean breeze, Alex began to understand that the real journey of this trip might not be romance at all but truth. The next morning, Alex watched Isabella leave for her morning walk. Her movements were precise, almost mechanical, and the faintest trace of a smile tugged at her lips as she checked her phone. Something was off. Alex had learned to read her gestures, the subtle shifts in tone, the little signs she tried to hide. And this morning, everything screamed deception. Determined to understand, he followed her at a discreet distance, keeping to the shadows, heart pounding. She stopped at a small coffee shop tucked along a narrow cobblestone street. greeting the barista with a warmth she never showed him anymore. Alex observed from across the road, leaning against a lamppost, a man with casual confidence, dark hair, tan skin, wearing a faded black tank top, handed her a cup of coffee, their hands brushing lightly. Alex's chest tightened. Who was this man? And why did Isabella look so alive around him? Back at the suite, he confronted her, voice controlled but tense. Isabella. Who is he? She looked startled, then laughed lightly, brushing it off. Just a friend, Alex. You're imagining things. But Alex wasn't imagining. Every glance, every small movement, every smile she had shared with that man was imprinted in his mind. Something in him shifted from doubt to determination. He couldn't ignore it any longer. If there was betrayal hidden beneath the surface of their picture-perfect life, he needed to know. Later that day, Alex reached out to a private investigator, Simon, someone discreet and thorough. Simon listened carefully, nodding as Alex described the signs, the glances, the strange warmth in her interactions. Outside his presence, trust me, Simon said, voice calm and measured. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight. I'll find out what's really happening. As night fell, Alex lay awake, staring at the ceiling of the suite. The moonlight reflected on the ocean, the same ocean that should have reminded him of their love. Instead, it mirrored his growing fear. Isabella might not just be distant, she might be gone from him emotionally. And Alex knew one thing. The picture of love he had believed in might be hiding a betrayal he wasn't ready to face. A week into the trip, Simon called with news. Alex, I have proof. The evidence was undeniable. Photos of Isabella meeting a mechanic named Noah at odd hours, late-night coffee encounters, text messages deleted from her phone. Alex felt his chest tighten, a mix of disbelief and rage. All the laughter, the whispered promises, the plans for the future, they were shadows now, replaced by cold, hard truth. The confrontation was inevitable. That evening, in the suite, Alex faced Isabella. The ocean breeze drifted through the open balcony, soft waves crashing like a soundtrack to the moment. Isabella, Noah, who is he? He asked, voice calm but edged with fury. She didn't flinch. Instead, she met his gaze with a mixture of defiance and regret. Alex, I didn't plan for it to happen, but it did. I stayed for convenience, for appearances, not for love. Alex felt the air leave his lungs. He realized, with devastating clarity, that love alone couldn't hold a marriage together when trust had been broken. She had traded intimacy for thrill, loyalty for convenience, and he had been blind until now. His hands clenched, jaw tight, but he refused to yell, refused to beg. The betrayal was clear, the lines drawn. He could leave in anger, or he could leave with his dignity intact. In that moment, a calm resolve settled over him. He told her, quietly, firmly, this ends now. Divorce, you'll get what's agreed upon. No more pretending. Isabella's lips parted, words dying on her tongue. Alex walked to the balcony, the salt air filling his lungs. For the first time in days, he felt clarity. He had survived the lie, and though heartbreak stung, he knew the path forward honest, unflinching, free. Back home, the life he had known felt empty. The divorce finalized. Isabella moved out quietly, leaving only memories of what had been and what was lost. Alex spent days in silence, reflecting, letting the waves of betrayal wash over him, realizing that trust, once broken, couldn't simply be repaired. It had to be rebuilt from the ground up. It was then he met Rachel. Kind, gentle, real. She didn't pretend, didn't hide, didn't offer excitement for thrills. She offered presence, a cup of coffee, a soft smile, an understanding heart. Slowly, Alex allowed himself to be seen again, to connect without fear. No grandes historias, no forced romance, just humanity. And that was enough. Over weeks, their bond grew quietly, naturally. The pain of betrayal faded into lessons learned, and Alex understood something profound. A picture of love might hide betrayal, but surviving it opens the door to honesty, respect, and real connection. Standing on a balcony one evening, The sun setting over the city, Alex smiled gently at Rachel. The past had been harsh, but the present quiet, tender, and real was finally his. The storm had passed, and he had emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace love without illusion. The truth had finally surfaced, harsh and undeniable, but in its clarity, Alex found something he hadn't felt in years. Freedom. The picture of love he once clung to had been tainted by betrayal. Yet surviving it taught him the value of honesty, trust, and real connection. Standing on the balcony, watching the sun dip below the horizon, he realized that love isn't about perfection or appearances, it's about presence, respect, and the courage to see clearly, even when it hurts. Isabella was a chapter he had closed, and Rachel, with her quiet warmth and genuine heart, offered a glimpse of the life he deserved. No grand histories, no illusions, just honesty, understanding, and a chance to begin again. Sometimes, betrayal exposes the cracks, but it also creates the space for something real to grow. Alex smiled softly, the ocean breeze brushing against him, knowing that he had survived. He had learned, and now, for the first time in years, he could truly embrace love without fear. The storm had passed, the lies had been revealed, and the road ahead, though uncertain, was his to walk with eyes wide open and heart ready to trust again. If you enjoy hidden truths, emotional stories, and secrets people never talk about, subscribe to Secret Zone. Every story here reveals something shocking. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. Take care, and see you in the next video.